What's up, booktube? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura if you're new here, and today I have another unhaul video to do. So not too long ago I posted a unhaul video where I unhauled 50 books or so, around there. Still haven't actually brought those books to my used bookstore. Thank you, coronavirus. But I'll do it eventually. But I have recently gone through my bookshelves once again, and I have even more books that I want to get rid of. I have one pile of books that I have read and just for whatever reason don't want anymore. One pile of books where I started them, read a few chapters, and then put it back down again with the intention of one day picking it back up. And then I just never did. And a third pile of books that I never even read a single page of. So, the first book in the red pile is 15 Dogs by Alexis. I wanted to like this book so badly. I really want to read more Canadian lit, and so I had this one on my shelf for years. I read it earlier this year. I think I gave it 2 stars. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't for me. Like, it's just not the genre that I like to read. But when I bought this book, I wanted to try out the genre, and then several years passed and I lost interest, but I still wanted to read it, so I read it. And I didn't like it, and I'm sad. I kind of want to keep it just because I want Canadian books on my shelves, but I also don't want to have books that I didn't enjoy on my shelves. So like, this one I'm still kind of on the fence about. I'm not 100% sold on unhauling it, but most likely I'm going to. Next up is Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince by J.K. Rowling. This one I'm unhauling for 2 reasons. One, she is transphobic trash and I don't want her on my shelves, but this is also the only Harry Potter book that I have on my shelves, and it really bothers me having an incomplete series. And if I did ever want to own this full series, I doubt that I will anymore, but if I ever did, I don't want these editions. I don't like how they look. So regardless, I don't want to own this. I got it for like $2 from a used bookstore, so I don't really care about it. For me, Harry Potter is not that nostalgic. I do love the world, but I didn't actually finish the series until 2018. So while I do love the world and everything, I don't want to own this book. I don't want to support her, so I am not. On that same note, I'm also getting rid of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child for the same reasons, but also because this book fucking sucked. This was just bad. Then we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne. I do love this series. I've owned these books since I think 2012, and I had the last 2 books in hardcover, and I had the first book, this one, in paperback, and it was driving me up the wall. But I finally found the right edition of this book in hardback, so I bought that one. Now I can unhaul this one and finally have a proper collection of that series. Abrupt lighting change. My light just died and I put in a new battery, so things are probably a hell of a lot brighter right now. But next up is Half Bad by Sally Green. Same reason as The Hunger Games. I had the second 2 books in hardback and this one in softcover, so I finally found the first book in hardback, and now I have a matching collection. Then I've got The Summoning and the Awakening by Kelly Armstrong. These books are actually being unhauled to my roommate who wants these, so I'm giving them to her. But I read these books a long time ago. I don't even know when. I couldn't even give you a guess. I don't remember a single thing about them. I think I liked them. They were fine, but I have no intention of rereading these books and finishing the series, so I have no need to keep these books. They also have deckled edges, and I hate deckled edges. So that's all the books that I have read that I'm unhauling. Next up, I'll do the ones that I started, put down, and never picked back up again. Starting with The Secret History by Donna Tart. I tried this one recently. I think it was in May when I tried picking this up, and I got through, I think, like 60 pages or something, and I fucking hated it. I did not enjoy a single second of this book aside from the writing style. It was gorgeous, but all of the characters made this so unbearable that I knew that I could not get through this entire book. So I DNF'd it and then immediately put it in the unhaul pile. Next up is Late Nights on Air by Elizabeth Hay. This is a adult romance novel. Years ago it was on my radar, and I really wanted to read it, and then I found it at a used bookstore and I was so excited, so I picked it up. And I tried reading it when I was probably like maybe 16 or so. So I tried it then, didn't like it, put it back down. I was like, maybe I'll like this when I'm a bit older. Tried it again when I was older and realized that it was the characters. I really didn't like the characters in it at all. But again, I thought, you know, maybe when I'm older again. But I just never picked it back up, and I don't think I ever will. So I'm sad, but I'm unhauling this one as well. Next up is The Rosie Project by Graeme. Again, one that I had heard so many good things about, and then I tried it and I didn't like the characters at all. I don't remember what it was about the characters that I didn't like, but just something bothered me about the characters and I immediately put it down. I think I read like 5 pages of it. That's a common thing with me where I have a horrible memory for books. I can remember how a book made me feel, but I won't remember why I felt that way. So that's this one. I know that I hated the characters, but I have no idea why. I don't remember what they did to deserve me almost throwing this book across the room. I do remember that, but I don't know why. And I don't really want to find out, so goodbye to this one. Next up is Life of Pi by Yann Martel. This one I'm unhauling just because of genre preference. I'm not a fan of the genre. I picked this up when I was trying to get into the genre more when I was a bit younger. I read a couple chapters of it and then put it back down and have since realized that I keep putting down these books because I don't like the genre. So I'm finally giving up and saying goodbye to this book. The last book for this pile is The Chemist by Stephanie Meyer. This one I actually still have my bookmark, well, like the dust jacket being used for a bookmark in here, and I made it to page 15, chapter 2. That's it, before I gave it up. I had every intention of reading this book. I was going to read it, and then I just didn't. Yeah, this book isn't for me. I think, again, just genre. I wanted to read it for the author because I wanted to know what else she could write outside of Twilight. So I was curious about it, and I didn't enjoy the very tiny bit that I read of it, and I've given up thinking that I'll ever actually read this book. I'm not going to. I can admit that now. So goodbye. And then the books that I never even started, there are only 3 of them. The first one being Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. Yeah. I liked Divergent when I was younger. Thinking back on it now, first of all, I remember literally nothing about that series at all, aside from somebody cuts her hair at some point, and I don't know why, that's the one detail that I recall, but whatever. But then for this book, I picked it up from a used bookstore at some point a couple of years ago, and then like literally 2 days later heard that like it's racist or it's somehow problematic, and I was like, do I want to read that? Not really. I kept it on my shelves thinking that at some point maybe I would get to it. I'm not going to. This just straight up, it's not gonna happen. I do love the cover. I think it's stunning, but I'm not gonna read it. So I don't want it taking up space in my shelves. So au revoir. And then the last 2 books are by the same author. The first one being Dance 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 by Haruki Murakami. I've read a few of his books now. I was reading them when I was trying to get into more like adult literature. When I think it was like 17 or 18, around there. It was like the end of high school, beginning of university. I've read a few of them. I did enjoy them. I think I may have been telling myself that I liked them because I wanted to feel smart and adult because I was in a phase where I was like, I'm an adult now, I shouldn't be reading YA anymore. It's for kids, and so I have to like these books now. And honestly, I just don't. I like YA, there's nothing wrong with being an adult who likes YA, so I'm gonna stick to that. And I just know that I will never read these books. I think I appreciated the ones that I read when I was younger, but I didn't enjoy them. I recognized that they were well done, that they were interesting, that they, you know, people love them for a reason. They're just not for me. So I'm finally going to unhaul the other books by Haruki Murakami that I have that I am honestly never going to read. So this is one of them, and the other one is A Wild Sheep Chase. Yeah, just not gonna read them. I'm kind of intrigued just because I know that his books are fucking weird, but I feel like I haven't read any of his like really weird books. The ones that I've read have been mostly like pretty normal, so I kind of want to read the weird ones, but I also don't, so I'm not going to. I have too many books on my TBR to be spending time reading books that I'm only kind of interested in, so get rid of this one too. So that is it for this unhaul video. I have no idea how many books that was, but I'm sure future editing Laura will be doing a count along the way. So the number of books that I'm unhauling is right here, whatever this is. Just look at that. Cool. Basically what I'm learning this year is that I really need to start being more selective about what books that I'm buying. I need to stop bringing in books that I don't know much about or that I'm not super excited for. I now have rules in place for buying books, which is weird because I'm actually buying way more books this year than I have like ever. but it's fine. But now I'm kind of buying the books that I want to read, and I'm like filling out collections and stuff like that. So basically now my rules for buying books is that if it's a book that I have not read yet, it has to be a book by an author that I know I like, meaning I've read at least one of their books, preferably more, and enjoyed it. And then books that I have read yet, they're only if they're my absolute favorite or if they're completing a series. So that's what I've been doing so far this year, and I think I've been successful for the most part. I did buy 2 books recently that I've read nothing by the authors, but you know what? I'm not perfect. So hopefully I like those 2 and there won't have to be another unhaul video. But I think I'm done now. I've gone through my shelves so many times now. I've been critical. I've really thought about it. And I think I'm gonna keep pretty much the rest of whatever's on my shelf, aside from like if I read a book and I hate it, I'll unhaul those. But hopefully there won't be any more books that I spent money on because of the hype and then never read it. So I'm really hoping to stop that. But anyways, that'll do it for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. And I will catch you all soon in the next video. Bye!